guys, Lori here. I'm here today to start my Bout of Books readathon vlog. Last night I finished City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. Overall, I really liked that. Thought it was a super fun middle grade novel. Definitely a little bit on the creepy side, so perfect for Halloween. But I was also watching gymnastics, and I want to say congratulations to Sam McCulloch and Simone Biles, who have become the fourth and fifth time national championships for the USA, which I know there's like a lot of drama going around with Olympics and especially the women's side of gymnastics, but above all else, they kick ass. They're amazing. I wish I could do what they could do physically, and they deserve massive props. So while I was doing that, I did start Seafire by Natalie C. Parker. I did read the anthology Three Sides of a Heart earlier this year. Wasn't my favorite anthology, but I actually am really liking this book. It definitely has like Daughter of a Pirate King vibes, which I'm really enjoying. I'm literally like 20 pages into this book, did not get very far, and I've been doing a lot of blog stuff, so hopefully tonight I can tackle a little bit more of it, maybe go for another bike ride. And I've also started listening to The Last Land of Storybooks by Chris Culper. This past 2 weeks has been so chaotic, and I literally have not sat still. I've had something to do every single day for the past 2 weeks, so this is going to be my relaxing week. I still don't know about my job situation for the fall, which is slightly upsetting, I'll be honest. Like, I just want to know at this point if I have a job or not. But I also do have a job interview next week, and I'm just kind of letting the situation happen. And if I do get a job, great. And if I don't, I have plans for that too. But, so right now I'm on page 20 of this. Have to do a bunch more blog stuff, but hopefully by tonight I can continue reading. So I will check in when I make more progress in this book, and I will let you guys know my thoughts. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Guys, Lori here. It is the end of Booktubeathon. I mean, not Booktubeathon. The Battle Books Readathon, day 1. And I did make some progress on Seafire. I got up to about page 52, which basically means I have reached the part of the summary where they have given me, so now I'm kind of flying blind. But I definitely do like it. I like the strong female characters, and I just love all the characters that you meet. You definitely meet a lot of people very, very fast. So I'm like still struggling a little bit like with who's who, but I really like Cal's point of view, and I love the ship dynamics. I really love group books that focus on all females. And the villain seems to be a guy, so that seems kind of be an interesting dynamic. And I'm really curious to see what this boy that they have encountered on the ship, what his real true purpose is. But I'm on about page 52, so I'm going to read more tomorrow when I come home. I will be updating a little bit later tomorrow because there's a summer reading luncheon at my library that I will go to, and I will be bringing this to the library to see if I can get some reading done. So that's my update for today, and I will be sure to check in tomorrow, but I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hey guys, Lori here. It's now Tuesday afternoon, and I went to my library luncheon today. I didn't get a lot of reading done for Seafire. I actually literally just sat down and was going to read a bit, but I did get a lot of reading done in my ebook. So that was really good. The ebook I'm reading is Fire and Heist by Sarah Beth Durst, and I'm really enjoying that. And I've reached like kind of a critical part of it. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this, and then I'm just going to finish that because I have like 40% left of it. So I think I'm going to definitely finish this, and then I'm just going to physically read that. That book doesn't come out until December, but I'm really, really enjoying it. And I have like 4 hours left in Land of Stories Worlds Collide, which I think is the last book in that series. And I'm really liking that as well. So I've been having a really good reading day, just not for Seafire, but that's because the next 2 weeks, I work at a gym and I'm a babysitter. The next 2 weeks, because daycares are over for the summer and camps are over, is going to be just a little bit more busy. So we'll see how much reading I actually get done. But I'm actually really liking all the things that I'm reading. And I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. We're supposed to get a pretty bad thunderstorm, as I keep saying in these videos. So we'll see what that brings. But I'll check back in with you guys later, trying to give you guys my thoughts on everything that I've been reading. Bye. Guys, Lori here. I'm checking back in. It's just 8 o'clock. And I did actually get to page 106 in Seafire. It's actually getting super interesting. This is definitely like a slow burn story. I would say the first 100 pages is definitely like building the tension, so I'm intrigued to see where the story goes now. It's definitely mostly an all-female book, which I'm really enjoying the dynamics between all the characters. And you meet them in such quick succession that I think it takes 100 pages to kind of like identify all the girls that you actually learn about in the first couple of chapters. But I'm really intrigued between the relationship between Cal and Pisces, which is like the two lead girls. Like I'm just curious to see how that dynamic occurs for the rest of the novel. But yeah, I'm about 100 pages in and I'm really liking it. It definitely has like Daughter of a Pirate King vibes and even like passenger vibes with all the ship dynamics. But yeah, I'm really liking it. I don't know how much more I'm gonna read tonight because I've been doing a Veronica Mars rewatch, and I want to kind of follow along on my rewatch, so I want to watch a couple more episodes tonight. But if not, I will definitely check in tomorrow and let you guys know how much progress I make with Siege and Storm and Seafire and my audiobook. But I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Guys, Lori here. It's Wednesday. It is the third day of Battle Books Readathon. I'm definitely reading less than I did during the Booktubeathon just because my books are just bigger, which, you know, tends to happen towards the end of summer. And I actually might change my TBR a little bit because Owl Crate just announced that they're doing like a backlog book challenge. So I might actually wind up after this, I might actually wind up reading Heart of Iron because it's a book that I actually really do want to read. And I do like to I do have a lot of Owl Crate books that are kind of piling up. So we'll see how much progress I make on this today. But I did get up. I got up to page 110. I haven't read any more of this today, but I did read any more right now. But I did finish my section, my smaller section in Siege and Storm. That book is getting super interesting. I definitely am enjoying the dynamics between Alina and Nikolai, and I'm still liking Mal's character, but I understand why people aren't the biggest fan of him. But again, it's a lot of misunderstanding and misdirection, and like a lot of things is going on with Alina right now. So I think that that's super interesting. But I definitely like Nikolai's character. I think that he's probably the highlight of that book for me. I really think the Darkling's a good villain, but I don't love him. Like, I don't love him like other people love him. So I do like how he's being incorporated into this book, and I literally just ordered my personal copy of Rune Rising, so that'll be coming in the mail in a couple of days. So I have been reading that, and I have like 2 hours left in Worlds Collide, which is I think it's the last book in the Land of Stories series. That's really interesting. That's hit the climax of that. So what I might do is I might relax for a little bit, go for one more bike ride, and then power on through and try to finish that today. But I am going to dive in and read more of this. So yeah, I will check back in once I've made a little bit more progress. I am on page 110 right now. Hey guys, Lori here. I'm back. It's now almost 7 o'clock, and I actually did wind up finishing a book. I wound up finishing Land of Stories, the last book in that series. I think it's called Collide Worlds or Worlds Collide. Really liked it. I thought it was a super solid conclusion to that book series, and I love it. I think Chris Colfer is such a great writer. I highly recommend that series, especially for like younger kids, but also for adults. And he narrates all the audiobooks, and I really, really liked it. I picked up another book which is very, very similar. It's called Story Thieves, which I literally read a chapter of, but I'm actually really enjoying it. But I did make some progress on Seafire, and I'm on page 174. The action has definitely picked up, and we have met several more characters. We've been introduced to a couple of new settings, and I still really like the girl dynamics in this. I think that's probably the best of it. But also the way that they solve problems is really unique. It's definitely a slow burn story. There's a lot of, it's very much like a character growth. There's a lot of character stuff. The plot is just picking up, and I'm just got up to page 174. Definitely a slower burn, but if you like strong female characters all interacting together, I do recommend it. There's like a lot of pirates, and there's a lot of action. It's just slow action, if that makes any sense. But I'm going to read a little bit more. I'm also watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but I will check back in probably tonight as well. But I'll talk to you guys in a bit. It's Lori here. I'm back. It is Thursday morning, and I did make some progress on Seafire last night. I did read up to like 208, which is actually pretty good. I really like it. This is not a book that I really feel like I could like binge read. I know that some books I really, really can, but this book is kind of book I need to like sit and think about. So I got 208 and really was just watching something in the background. And I really just wanted to pick something up that I knew that I could like fly through. So I ended up picking up The Princess and the Dressmaker. And I actually finished it. But again, when I read books like this that's like so fast paced, I just want to get to the end. So I am going to definitely, I didn't even put it on Goodreads yet. What I'm going to do is after I finish Seafire, on Sunday when I go to work, I'm going to bring this and I'm going to read this during my job because I can probably fly through this on my breaks. But I just love the art style. I love Jen Wang as an illustrator, so I actually might try to pick up more of her stuff. But this book was just so cute. It was about, I mean, it basically says it on the thing, but it's about this prince of Belgium. And he likes to dress up in dresses. And he hires this dressmaker to make him his dress. And it's like a full whirlwind of adventure. It deals with identity, with fear. It was so good. But I think the art style and how she drew it just was really, really exciting. So I really liked it. And I definitely am going to reread this after I finish Seafire, probably on Sunday. But yeah. So I have to go to work, and then my cousin is getting married, and after I go to work, I'm going to go to yoga. It's raining here, so, and I did finish Land of Stories yesterday, so I'm going to listen to some of my podcasts today. So if it's not pouring, I might actually try to read this on the way over there, but if not, I'll just listen to my podcast. But I am going to, after yoga, when I come back, I am going to see a wedding venue with my cousin. And we will see how that goes. If I get any cool pictures, I'll put them on my Instagram. But yeah, so that should be really exciting. And yeah, so that's basically my day today. I don't know how much I will really be home today. But yeah, so that's basically what I will be up to. And I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Hey guys, Lori here. I'm back from adventuring with my cousin. We did a bunch of pre-wedding planning today, which basically meant we went to venues and ate food. So that was kind of fun. She still is undecided about where it will be happening, but I have my own picks. My lips are sealed. But I did wind up, before we went wedding planning and testing, I did wind up finishing Seafire by Natalie C. Parker. I actually really grew to love this book. I think it was like the pacing was a little bit clunky for me. It just wasn't like as tight as I wanted, but I really grew to love this book. I think I would definitely make it like a 4-star read. I thought that this book was so interesting. One of the reasons it was interesting is normally when you read these books and there's always like a very like obvious romance. Like this is going to be the character that like, you know, trusts the bad guy and stuff like that. But this book had like a really interesting dynamics, and I was like really intrigued by it. I thought that her as like a leader was really interesting. The ending made me want to scream and throw my book out the window, which tends to happen with books, like, because there's always a big cliffhanger. I really like the ending a lot. I think the ending was super compelling. The dynamics between the girl was really interesting. A boy infiltrating the girls was super interesting. I definitely give it like a 4-star read. The only thing I would have changed is the pacing in the beginning of the book. But I thought that for a book that was pretty self-contained, I love all the environments that we entered. But yeah, I really liked it. My next topic was All the Feels, and also Owl Crate is doing their Beat the Backlist challenge. So I wound up picking up Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston. My cover is over there. But I'm actually really liking it. I'm literally 28 pages into this bad boy, but I just like the writing. You get like a bunch of different perspectives, and it's about I think she's like a thief basically, set in space. It's supposed to be like an Anastasia retelling. So yeah, so far I'm really liking it. I literally am only 28 pages in, but I'm sure that I will speed through this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read this and watch a couple of YouTube videos, and I will check in with you guys tomorrow before I go to work. So I'll talk to you guys then. Bye. Guys, I'm back. It's Friday. I'm in between both my jobs, so I decided I would do a check-in. I'm actually not flying through, but I'm actually reading Heart of Iron at a really, really quick pace. I'm actually on page 152 of it, and I'm really liking it. I don't know why it took me so long to read this book. I'm really enjoying it. If you don't know anything about me, I love the Anastasia myth. I think it's one of probably the most, she knows she's not technically a Disney princess, but she's one of my favorite Disney princesses, like one of my favorite princesses. I just love that story. So I'm really fascinated by all the point of views that we're getting in this book. I'm loving the setting. I'm loving the characters that we're meeting. Basically, this book right now, we're following 4 characters. We're following Anna, who might be Anastasia, who knows? And there is like an Anastasia myth. There's a princess that is missing, so we would assume Anna might be that princess. Then we have D09, which is like an android type character, and they're on a hunt to find a core that could save him because he keeps glitching, and that's gonna eventually lead to his demise. And then you have Rob, who is like the prince of this land. And then you have Jax, who's a fighter pilot. And you follow all these characters. And it's really diverse. Like, I just think the book is super diverse. I know that they're probably going to play up the romance between Anna and D09, I would, like, assume. But I'm actually more invested in another LGBTQ romance in this book. But overall, it's a really fast-paced read. It's like snarky, and I'm just really enjoying it. So I don't know. I mean, I'm still doing Battle Books Readathon. I would love to finish this by Sunday. I don't know if that's gonna occur. Might happen, but I'm definitely going to make some progress with this. And then I really do have to read the last 2 chapters of Siege and Storm, which I'll probably do tomorrow. But yeah, that's my plans for today, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. It's Laura here. I'm back. It is Saturday. I just got home from work, and I have actually made a lot of progress. I am like 10% left in Fire and Heist by Sarah Beth Durst. This is the heist/dragon novel that I'm actually really enjoying. I have like literally 10% left, and I really don't like to read on my phone. I literally have a Kindle, but I just haven't downloaded it onto there yet. So I actually might try to finish that at work tomorrow. That's the plan. I also did catch up on my Siege and Storm read, so I read my 2 chapters in that, and I'm loving the dynamics between Alina, Mal, and Nikolai. I think that that's like super interesting. In the fandom, I know Mal's like not a very popular character, but I always like the underdog character, and I just like him. I think that they have a really like interesting dynamic, and it's always interesting when the best friend or the guy that you like is not powerful in a traditional sense like Mal kind of is, and I think that dynamic is super interesting, and now they're kind of incorporating her past into it. So that's what I've been reading today, and I've been flying through Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston. I don't know why I didn't pick this up sooner, but it was an Owl Crate book for the month of March, and then I wound up going to the signing and I got to meet her. But oh my god, I'm really, really loving this book. This book broke my heart yesterday, like really hardcore. I was like so upset. But I actually really like it. It definitely is an Anastasia retelling, and I'm right in the part where everything's kind of coming together, and you're also learning a lot about Anna's past and who knew what when. And there was a really unexpected development with D09, which I really liked. I'm loving the diversity in this book. But I'm really loving how she twists the Anastasia myth. That's like probably my favorite part of this. And I say I'm flying through it. I'm on page 265, and this book is like probably like a little bit over. It's close to 500 pages. So I'm really not flying through it, but I'm actually just really enjoying it, and I'm just trying to enjoy it. But yeah, it's really good. So hopefully, what I'm gonna do is I have a job interview on Monday, so I have to go get my hair done and look all nice, and then I'm gonna do a bunch of blog stuff, and hopefully tonight I can knock out another 100 pages in this and start the tedious process of figuring out my September TBR. Hopefully, by the end of this week, I will know where I'm working for the year. I'm still like in the decision mode and seeing if I get offered anything, which is oh so fun. But yeah, I'll check back in after I come home and after I finish blogging and doing all my posts for the week. But I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. It's Laura. I'm back with my nice new hair braid for the week. And I did make some more progress on Heart of Iron. Now I'm on page 306, and it's just like an easy read. Like, it's just, I know sometimes science fiction series go a little bit over my head, and I kind of said this with Zenith. I wasn't vlogging back then, but I agree, it's like very like just like an easy science fiction to binge read almost. Like, I mean, not binge read, but read fast, because the chapters are like no more than like 6 pages each, like because the point of views go back and forth really quickly, and I'm equally invested in all the characters' point of views because they're so interesting, and you learn a little bit. They're all kind of set in like a different world. They're all different, I wouldn't say species, but different like types of characters. So it's such a fast paced read. And like for an Anastasia retelling, which you kind of know how it's gonna go, you kind of don't. And I really, really like that about Ashley Poston's writing. But I just love her romance, or like the buildup of romance. And it's, one is kind of established, but I'm equally invested in the other characters. So it's really, really interesting, and they're in a moment where they're kind of all in different locations, like they're kind of all separated, and I'm really liking what's going on. I would love to finish this today, but I don't know if that's feasible. But I'm really, really liking it. I'm going to do a little bit more blogging, and hopefully tomorrow I can actually post some more videos. I have to do a bunch of reading wrap ups and all that other fun stuff later this week. But yeah, so maybe I'll check back in tonight. If not, I'll definitely check in tomorrow. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back. It is Sunday night. I just finished working, and I actually got a lot of reading done between today and yesterday. So last night I did wind up rereading The Prince and His Dressmaker by Jen Wang. I read this book Wednesday? And I think it's one of those books. I had the same problem with I Will Always Write Back. It's one of those stories that you just kind of want to get to the end so you know how it ends. So that was kind of the thing, but I really wanted to go back and just really just re-experience it and really focus, pay attention to all the little details that this book had and the drawings. So definitely a 5-star read for me, and I definitely want to read some more graphic novels in the same vein. I got a couple of recommendations, but if you have any, please list them in the description box or in the comments, and I will be sure to check them out. I definitely want to check out the Lumberjanes series, and Nimue, I think is one. I think I'm saying that name wrong, but I am going to the Strand tomorrow, so I might actually wind up picking it up while I'm there. But I really like this. Found it super cute, and it was just such a fun story. I thought the drawings were really interesting, and the story was fun, and I just really liked it. I also wound up finishing Fire and Heist by Sarah Butt Durst. This book comes out in December, and it is a heist and dragon novel. I have been reading it over the course of the month, and I did wind up finishing it. This also works for the Summer Loving Book Camp Challenge, which is a book about dragons, which I'm very excited about. So I really liked it. I definitely will be doing like a full review closer to December when it comes out, but I think it's a perfect mix between Dragon Society and heist novels, and I just love the world. It's definitely a solid standalone. Like, I don't think you even need another book in this world, but I like the world. I love how she built it, so I'd welcome it. But this story is pretty much like a complete story in one novel. You don't really need a sequel, but I just really like the world. I love the main character. I loved all the extra characters that we got, and I love the big family. I love the heist stuff. It was just so fun, and I just sped through it. It was funny because this book took me like 2 weeks straight, and when I read Hocus Pocus the sequel, it took me like a month and a half to read that. So it was just like it was just more fast paced and definitely captured my attention a little bit more than Hocus Pocus. So this book definitely gets 4 stars for me. And I did make some more progress on Heart of Iron. I'm on page 397. I have to do some filming tonight. So what I might do is after I do my filming, I might try to really just bang this out, because I have to go to the city tomorrow for my last job interview of like the season. So I want to bring my 2 new books, but I really am liking this. There's a plot twist I am 96% sure is going to happen, but Ashley Poston is probably going to do it in like an amazing way. So I'm really curious to see it, but I love how all the characters are so interconnected and all where we are. We're pretty far into this book, but I'm definitely excited to see where it goes at the end. And I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. If I do wind up finishing this tonight, I will definitely come back and check in, but I will definitely end this video with the end of this book, because this video is almost like a half an hour at this point. But I'll either check in tonight or tomorrow when I finish Heart of Iron. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Guys, Lori here. It's just about 10 o'clock on Sunday, and I wanted to actually officially end this vlog because I did wind up finishing Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston. This book was such a joy to read. I loved it. I think it's definitely going to be in one of my top 5 books of the year. I just loved it. I'm really a sucker for Lost Princesses retelling, which is basically what this is, but I was equally invested in all the characters, all the plot lines. There was a plot twist at the end that I kind of saw coming, but I think that Ashley Poston is such a good writer that it really made the plot twist, even though I've seen it before, seem so unique, and I really enjoyed it. I was so invested in all the characters because you get like 4 perspectives. I love them all. I think that it was just so well done. The world building was so well done. It's definitely a high body count book, so like go in and kind of don't become invested to anyone because anyone can die at any moment. But it was so fun. It was just a really, really fun read, and I read it in about a day, maybe like 2 days. But yeah, and this one did go along with this book, the Summer Loving Book Camp, which I'm a part of on TBR and Beyond. This book definitely fits all the feels. I really am happy we're getting a book 2. Cannot wait to see what happens in the sequel, but I really, really enjoyed it. So, Bad Book Readathon was definitely a success. What I finished reading is I finished reading Seafire, The Prince and His Dressmaker, Heart of Iron, and then I finished listening to Land of Stories. But yeah, it was so much fun. I cannot wait to start another reading vlog for you guys next week, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.